a great show for you tonight.
Yeah, we do.
Playing games start tonight. Woohoo! Woo! 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 The Mets are on a skid, shocker. And Rory wins the Masters for the second year in a row. But we'll begin today's show with breaking news. Breaking news. Diana Rossini, is that her name?
Diana Rossini.
She has resigned from the Athletic over the pictures taken of her and Mike Vrabel at some kind of resort. They're both married people. In the beginning, she said it was nothing. They're just friends, and now she's decided to resign. Z, what is going on here?
I think the court of public opinion has come for Miss Rossini. And is it fair? Probably not. No, I'd say definitely not, really.
It's not
Because
fair.
I would say not, because Vrabel's
She
going to get to
must be
keep his
guilty
job.
of something, man. Like
Vrabel's going to get to keep his job, though.
he didn't do anything wrong. What did he do wrong?
What did she do wrong? Like both of them.
Well. She's a reporter. She's
Uh-huh.
married, and she might have been feeding him like information, right?
Okay, so he's married too. So it's one of
Right.
those things that part we have to excuse. Is it unethical? We don't know that. So the Athletic was doing its investigation, but in this past week since this came out, she did get run through the ringer a little bit, and rather than deal with further embarrassment and sullying her name, she's deciding to bow out. And I understand that. And to be fair,
But what were you thinking? Like, what were you thinking? Like, nobody was gonna get pictures of you at this resort. Like, nobody was gonna notice Vrabel. Nobody was gonna notice you. Like,
right.
what were you thinking? You're
I mean,
invincible. Come on.
they were shot so far away, and you are in the public eye. Even though you are a reporter, you're still a celebrity, right? Mike Vrabel's a head coach. He's a celebrity. Now, whether or not they're looking at you or they're looking at Vrabel, clearly they're looking for a story, because where are you shooting that from? That's the TMZ shot. That's from like 200 feet away. So clearly they're looking at something. And obviously you don't want to give them something to look at.
So was
And you
someone
did.
following her? Someone was following Vrabel, or somebody was onto the story?
I think somebody was looking for something. That's what that looks like. It looks like I'm fishing for something, and ooh, this could be salacious. So we're gonna
Because
go
let's
with it.
let's let's be real about the situation, right? Like, we're going to a public resort. You're going to a public place. This isn't. When I say public, I mean that anybody can go there, right? It's not
Yes.
like exclusive to only certain people. If you were going to do such an action, or if you were going to do something of this nature, why wouldn't you get something that was more private? Like, why don't you could go to Montana, or you could go to Arizona. Like, I'm not saying, when I say that, I mean like you can rent a house, or you can rent a spacious place to go. It doesn't have to be a hotel. You can get a place that is secluded, that nobody knows about. But you chose to go to it looked like a resort.
Because they were working. Both of them were working. It was a working vacation. So I understand why they were there. They were there for work. And it's a bad look. It's poor judgment. Yes, they're both married. So you have that layer on top of it. We don't know the other stuff, right? We don't know is she protecting him or giving him favorable treatment in her articles.
I
We
don't think
don't
that's the
know.
case. I feel like she was feeding him information though.
We don't know that. Like that's the thing. It's possible. It's a conflict of interest. I will stipulate it's a conflict of interest, right? The other stuff, the moral police, like we're not gonna deal with that, because they're both stepping out on their spouses. That's a wash. But let's look at it from the conflict of interest. Like he could also be feeding things to her, right? He could be feeding favorable stories to her.
Mhm.
So it's one of those things that it's a bad look. Like I'm not going to dispute that it's a bad look to have a relationship with a reporter in that high level of a position. It's also not a great idea for it to go the other way. But at the end of the day, she also has the right to have this investigated by her employer without her name being dragged for a week, right? Without being called a homewrecker, without being insulted. And we know, right, that this same stuff is not coming from Mike Vrabel because he's a dude. Like there is a clear double standard here. They're coming for Diana Russini. They're not coming for Mike Vrabel. They're just not. So
well, I mean, listen, when I first saw it, I really didn't think anything of it. I was like, whatever. Like you said, they were working.
mm-hmm.
They happened to be at the same resort. They were at the pool together. Whatever. Like I really didn't blow it out of proportion, and then it just kept. Things seemed to keep escalating. They were married. They're both married. What are they doing? Why does he have his shirt off? Why are they by the pool? Why are they hugging? And then all of a sudden, today she resigns.
Right. Now, it's a bad look. It's absolutely a bad look. And it may negatively impact her career for a while.
Does the NFL need to investigate this?
I think the NFL's purview is only as far as Mike Vrabel, right? They can't investigate Diana Russini. She doesn't work for them. Mm-hmm. Like she's a tangential cog in the wheel that is the NFL, but she's not. It's not like she was writing for NFL.com. Like they don't have a direct purview over her. They have no jurisdiction, but they can look into Mike Vrabel. They can absolutely look into Mike Vrabel if he's feeding her information. Like you can do that, but I don't trust Raj to do that personally. Seeing how he dishes out justice in the NFL, so I mean, you're more than welcome to. You absolutely, it's your league. You can do what you like. The same way that as
listen, you just wonder how much you just wonder how buddy these reporters are with these head coaches, because reporters have access to locker rooms. They have access to certain parts of practice. They can look at a person and see how they're feeling, how they're looking, how they're moving, and what they put on paper and put into the public eye could be different than what they actually tell a friend of theirs, or what they see and what they do. So that's why I was just wondering. And the same thing goes for on his side. Like, I don't know if he's like, hey, when you go to Floral Park, let me know if you see X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Ask these questions. I'm curious how they're going to answer this.
Right. But at the same time, like Diana Russini's been around for a while. Like she's been around the block professionally, and she is one of the better reporters around the game of football. So I think that she's able to compartmentalize herself. And I think most of them.
The resignation is what makes me think there's guilt.
Well, I mean, you're always going to think that because it looks bad, right? We're like
if they did an investigation on her and then they decided to fire her and let her go, that's different than her resigning before it even gets to that point.
That's a different story, but they're still in the middle of their investigation. Their investigation is yet to conclude because of all of the layering and the piling on that's happened. So by the morals police and, the professional ethics police. Now, the morals are the morals. I get that, but it's the ethics. If you can prove that she was behaving unethically, then okay. Right? If you can prove that he was behaving unethically, okay. But we are not in the position to judge morally, right? We don't know the state of their relationships. We don't know the state of their marriages. Who are we to say, right? It is not our position to say that. It's our position to evaluate what we know, not speculate. And there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of smoke, but there's no clear fire yet. It's just the pictures that we've seen. But I understand why she didn't want the Athletic to continue its investigation. She wanted to get out from under it. She wanted to, move on. And frankly, like, I understand the reason. I sympathize, really. You get into a bad situation optically, whether or not it is immaterial because in the court of public opinion, you're already guilty. So she will be back. She's too good at what she does to not be back. So it requires investigating. And we, in the court of public opinion, we in the media need to let institutions do their job. And they'll either vindicate her or they will find some impropriety. Same thing with Mike Vrabel. We hold them to the same account. Either they're going to find some impropriety or they're going to vindicate him. But you have to let the process go through. And the process was sped along and unfairly sped along to the point where she felt the need to resign. And we need to just let this play out. And we're going to see what happens.
Well, we'll begin today's show like we were planning to before this news broke with the Masters. Rory McIlroy became the first back-to-back champion since Tiger Woods did it in 2001, 2002. We were seniors in high school, believe it or not. This is Rory's sixth major championship. What do you think of Rory's victory on Sunday?
Came back from behind too. He blew a
huge lead on Friday.
He blew a 6-shot lead. Yes, he did.
Largest lead ever going into Friday, and he blew it.
You blew it, muchacho. What the hell? What the hell? So you blew it. You straight up blew it. You had Scotty Scheffler chasing you down. Kudos to you for holding off Scotty Scheffler, who's a great golfer. But what does this say is that the monkey's officially off his back. It took Rory forever to win that green jacket. And he was always the bridesmaid. You know, you have the reputation that he had of never being able to win that green jacket. And then all of a sudden, last year you pull it out, and now you got two. So what does that say? It says that Rory McIlroy is on top of his game. The monkey's off his back. And I think this is going to be another level that he's going to be able to ascend to, because it was very easy. It could be very easy to blow that 6-shot lead and then just pack it in, right? Especially with a guy the caliber of Scotty Scheffler, or a guy, Justin Rose, another guy that, seemingly can't win the big one. But you had competition, you were being chased down, but it took incredible fortitude, incredible fight, and congratulations to Rory for a job well done and a back-to-back performance.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with this victory, it's his sixth major. I think he's entered an upper echelon of golfer, upper echelon of athlete. I mean, one more, and I think he'll tie Arnold Palmer for majors, which, I mean, come on, you're going to be mentioned with Arnold Palmer. So, and I agree with you. I think no one can call him a choke artist now. No one can write really bad things about him now, going forward after winning back-to-back. I mean, that's incredible. I think he can be talked about, I think, in the same space as like Phil Mickelson. I feel like he's entering that air about him. And he's fun to watch. He's fun to root for. I found myself rooting for him. I found sometimes I like to play devil's advocate and I want to see the underdog win, or I want to see the leader choke, or I want to see, things go south. But I found myself really rooting for him on Sunday and really happy for him on Friday, live and Thursday. Really happy for him. Like, oh man, you're crushing it, dude. Like, keep going. Like, I want you to go into Sunday with a lead. I want to enjoy watching you take this on and possibly win 2 in a row. So I'm a fan. I'm happy for him. He gives me hope. I feel like he's not that big of a dude and he plays really well in golf. So I have a chance of getting better, I guess. But no, these other guys are huge, the DeChambeau and even Spieth and they're all big. They're all big guys, you know.
Oh, they can
So
bomb it too. Yeah.
yeah, so to see him and be like, all right, yeah, I could play golf. He gives me hope.
Didn't DeChambeau use a 3D printed driver or 3D printed club? I don't know how
Did
that.
he really?
How the hell does that work? Is the PGA going to get in on that? Because I don't know. Something seems a little fugazi about that.
I feel like I'm
But
gonna be eating 3D printed food soon.
very soon. So why not a 3D printed golf club? But it's funny you mentioned Phil and how he gets to that level. He tied Phil. Like with that 6th major, he tied Phil
Ah,
for
there you
all-time
go.
major wins. It's him, Lee Trevino, and Nick Faldo.
Boom.
So that pretty good company for Rory McIlroy. So if he gets one more, he's going to tie Sam Snead, Bobby Jones.
Oh, I thought Arnold Palmer's in there too.
Arnold Palmer is also at 7.
Oh,
there you go.
yeah.
So you still have some pretty damn good
Yeah,
caliber,
yeah,
right?
for sure. That's why it's like, yeah, it's fun. I mean, I didn't want to, Scotty Scheffler has been on fire, but I wanted to see, somebody new and somebody different, and I was glad to see him take it home.
And Rory's only 36. He's still got time. That's the thing.
He's got like 40
if
more
he,
years of golf.
Yeah, you figure. Until he goes to the Champions Tour, you're probably looking at what 14 years, maybe somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
So he could probably make some moves in 14 years to get up the leaderboard a little bit more.
Well, the Masters is over, and lucky for us, so is the NBA season. But unfortunately, the NBA's second season's about to take place, and that's called the playoffs, which are never fucking ending. But they're beginning with the play-in games, which I believe are starting tonight. I think we get Heat and Hornets tonight and Blazers and Suns tonight. The other 4 teams in the play-in tournament are the Magic and the 76ers and the Warriors and the Clippers. Z, do you give a shit?
Do I give a shit? No. But do I think it's important that we talk about it? Absolutely. Because if we're going to start this marathon, we might as well start it right.
Yeah, I mean, before we get just to kick things off, we can all agree that none of these teams are making the NBA Finals.
We can agree. We absolutely can agree.
Proceed.
And it's kind of fucked up that when you look at all of this, you have the team that KD left is still in position to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
The team that James Harden left is in the position to make the playoffs. Imagine what they would do if they were still there. Would they have avoided
Dame Lillard, the guy who won the 3-point contest?
The team without Dame Lillard, who actually has Dame Lillard because they won't let him play because he's rehabbing from injury. So
the team that lost Jimmy Butler and lost Steph Curry for a big part of the season is here. The team that lost who didn't have Joel Embiid for most of the season.
And Paul George got suspended.
And Paul George for most of the season is here.
PEDP. There's his new nickname. Performance Enhancing P. There you go. Congratulations. As far as who's going to get in, the winner of the 8-9 play, the winner of the 7-8 automatically goes in to plays the Celtics, right? So that's a tough game. 76ers Magic is actually going to be a really good game. I like the Magic. I think they're going to take on the Celtics. Are they going to beat the Celtics? No. But they can beat the Sixers in a one-game winner-take-all. Now, the loser goes into play this team tonight, this matchup tonight between the Hornets and the Heat, which I think the Hornets will win. Sixers-Hornets, I think the Sixers were going to take that home, and you're going to have Pistons-Sixers in the first round, and the Pistons are going to dog walk the Sixers.
Well, is KD going to play?
It's going to be tough.
I don't know if they can just clap back the Sixers if they've got Paul George, Embiid, and Maxey. Without Cade Cunningham, they can win that?
I think they can.
In a 7-game series, not a 5-game fucking series. Yeah. 7 games.
I have no issue saying that the 76ers are going to get dog walked by the Pistons.
Okay.
The Pistons, at this point in time, are a better team than the Sixers. The Sixers are a fucking mess. Like we've just regaled how big of a fucking mess they are, besides Tyrese Maxey. So Tyrese Maxey has to drag those other two. So let's look at the West. I think the Suns beat the Blazers. Suns play the Spurs in the first round. Spurs pretty handily take that. Clippers Warriors is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. But I'm going to take the Warriors. Even though they're under 500. That's the other thing. Even though the 37-45, we're in the fucking play-in tournament, baby. But for one day, I just got to get one day. I think the Warriors can still do it. And when you get to Warriors Blazers, you're talking about 37-45 versus 42-40. It's not that big of a jump. And could the Warriors put that together for one last ride? I'm saying yes. And then they get walked. They get scraped by the Thunder in the first round. Right. This is the equivalent of the play-in games for the NCAA tournament. Do you really think that the team that, yes, Texas made a run, right? But for the Texas team that makes a run, you also get a Canisius team that gets crushed. Like that's kind of where you are at this moment. You're not going into an advantageous situation. You're going up against the two best teams in the conference. And when you look at the Celtics, they just got Jason Tatum back. So they're healthy. And they're really pissed off. So it's not, I mean, as good of an idea as the play-in tournament seems on paper, it's not going to produce any long, deep runs. These guys are going to be also rans. They're going to be out in the first round. But those are my picks. What do you got in this play?
I just don't care. I'm not excited about it. It doesn't matter. Like, this doesn't matter. This is just an extra regular season game to me. Like, that's all this is. I think the Hornets will beat the Heat. And I think the Suns will beat the Blazers. I think the 76ers beat the Magic. I think the 76ers are a better team. And then I think I would say the Clippers beat the Warriors. That's where I'm going. But I mean, you're saying that you can see a situation where I can actually say I can see a situation where the 76ers could beat the Pistons in a 7-game series. I'm saying it's possible. Will it happen though? You certainly don't think so.
Nope.
So what are we doing? I don't know. I think it's silly. I think the NBA has a lot of work to do. They don't seem committed to doing it. They seem to be committed to adding more games and adding more playoffs. And it's like, this is not. Do you realize the playoffs aren't going to matter for like another month? Like June? Like June is when it will finally get to some playoff. But I don't know. I mean, some people are saying that they think that the Nuggets could lose to the Timberwolves. I mean, if that was to happen, that'd be a pretty big deal, I'd say. Some people are saying also that the Hawks could beat the Knicks. That would be something else. Because the Hawks got rid of Trae Young, brought in Kuminga, and then they take out the New York Knicks. That'd be nuts.
That would be interesting, but
what soda are you drinking? What is that?
I'm drinking an Olipop. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get them as a sponsor. It's great. It's a very pretty. It's an orange squeeze. Was it like Fanta?
Orange squeeze. So it's kind of like a creamsicle.
Is it like Fanta? What is it?
It's more like a creamsicle.
It's a creamsicle.
Pretty good. And it's got those prebiotics, so it's good for your gut health and your gut. So it helps
your poo.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a positive.
Regular as regular can be.
Regular is the word that is very important these days.
Absolutely, especially when you reach our age. But is it really an upset if the T-Wolves beat the? I don't really necessarily think so.
I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like Joker is the best basketball player on the planet. I mean,
but I would argue that the Wolves are a more well-rounded team.
They play very good defense.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think it's as
Hard to bet
crazy of a
against
matchup.
Anthony Edwards. I know he's not. I know he hasn't done anything, but it's hard to bet against him.
Yeah. So I mean, I would tune in for that. Knicks Hawks is interesting from the standpoint that the Hawks have shed their loser skin, and they seem to want to play
They
a
got
little
rid of their
better.
best player, and
They got better.
They're the opposite of the Mavericks.
Got better.
Although the Mavericks, I mean, Cooper Flag seems like he's really legit. They seem like they're going to be okay without Luka, who's hurt.
Shocker.
Right.
He went to Germany for Spain. He went to Spain. Oh, right. He's following in the footsteps of Kobe Bean Bryant, going to Europe for treatment. So
go.
Oh my goodness.
That doesn't matter either.
Speaking of go, head coach, well, in this case, former head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks, Doc Rivers, has been relieved of his duties. Duty. I'm sure there will be more coaches released in the coming days. They are talking about a front office position for Doc, by the way. So he failed up.
He's so good at that.
Giannis had an injury-plagued season. I think his time in Milwaukee has expired. The Sixers will need to make a decision on Joel Embiid, and the Pelicans will need to make a decision on Zion. Will any of these guys be where they
How about
currently
also
are?
Memphis has to make a decision on Ja Morant, who didn't even play towards the end of the season.
Jesus.
What a mess.
Jesus.
I don't know, Z. It's hard. It's hard to see what's going to happen with Giannis because, I mean, if you're a team, if you're the Knicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you really going to trade for this guy? Are you really going to take a chance in this guy? Like I would think his best years are behind him. He's a big guy. He's gotten hurt a lot. He has a calf issue that seems to be raising up every year. He seems to be a coach killer, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty much gotten 2 coaches fired. He plays a certain brand of basketball. Like he's not a run and gunning with the the Warriors play. He's into set offenses, a lot of one-on-one where he's just longer, bigger, and faster than everybody, and that's how he scores. I don't know if he's got a lot of value out there. Joel Embiid, I mean, is this part of the process? Can we say the process is over? Maxi's clearly the star there now. He's the best player there. You flip Embiid, you can get draft picks. You can get draft capital. I don't know what he's worth either. He's got a multitude of health issues. He doesn't play a lot. I think his time is done there. Ja, they wouldn't even let him play the end of the season. His time is probably done in Memphis. Zion, I think you could argue he had a good season, but it's not the season that they thought they were going to get when they drafted him over number 1 overall. When they kept turning down trade offers for him, this wasn't what they expected. I would say out of all those guys, Zion might be the only one that stays put, but I can see all the other guys going.
Well, it's also a question of who provides the highest value in a trade. Now, Giannis, 31, bad back, bad legs. I'm not giving you as much as you think you're going to get. And I'm probably going to have to take his 2 brothers, too. It's going to be the Antetokounmpo family coming back that way. Because if you look at the roster on the Bucks, a third of it is Antetokounmpo's. It's like you have Alex, Giannis, and Thanasis. So out of 15, 1/5, 20% of the Bucks roster is Antetokounmpo's. Ja.
But just to go back on that, that's a very good point, right?
Yeah.
Because now if I take Giannis, I've got to take his brothers.
I've
got to set up his family, right? Because that's another part people want now. They want their family set up, not just me, but my family set up. Yeah. Like, is it really worth that investment? I don't know.
For a guy who's making $54 million next year, that's his contract. Like $54 million, that's a fucking lot of money for a dude whose body's breaking down. And to your point, he knows one style of ball. Is he going to develop a mid-range jumper at 32? Is he going to start shooting threes at 32? No, he's a bully.
Threes now, but
he's a bully. He plays bully ball.
Right. I'm bigger, faster, and stronger than you. It's like the LeBron James kind of thing.
his primary style of play is bully ball. And that doesn't work as you get older, especially as other guys come in who are just as big, but they're younger, they're stronger, they're faster. But you have to be smarter. You have to play smarter.
Your game has to evolve.
Yes,
Can
exactly.
his game evolve? Can you become a post player?
Mm-hmm.
Can you turn your back to the basket? Can you shoot a fadeaway?
So, this is the moment for him, right? Maybe this is when he doubles down on Milwaukee. Maybe this is when he says, "I'm not a coach killer, right? I'm not pussyfooting around here. I'm here and I'm staying." Like maybe this is where he plants his flag finally, because he started like that, and then he's hemming and hawing, and then the Dame Lillard trade happens, and now all of a sudden, oh, maybe I want to get out. No, shit or get off the pot, pal. Either commit or don't. Ja Morant is an interesting story. Like, I really don't know. I mean, he's doing this shit in Memphis, right? And Memphis isn't exactly a big market. Like, you're not trading to the Lakers, you're not trading to the Clippers, you're not trading to the Knicks, you're not trading to the Celtics. Like, where are you gonna? What market? Where is this kid not gonna get in trouble?
Where is he not gonna get in trouble? Right?
Where is he not gonna get in trouble?
Orlando.
No, you can get into some shit in Orlando. No, not New Orleans. That would be interesting. That would be interesting if they paired
Phoenix. Can't get in trouble with Phoenix, right?
Maybe. I mean Sacramento, but that's punishment. Like that's just straight up punishment. That is relegation, Holmes. And what you're not going to say
Oklahoma City. He can't get in trouble there, right?
Yeah, but are the Thunder? Dude, what are they going to give up for Ja Morant? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, do you want that's cute. You want Williams? Oh, you want Holmgren? No. I mean, that's the thing. It's not the play; it's the behavior for Ja. Because when he plays, he's a very good player. I thought San Antonio, but it doesn't look like they need him. It looks like they're doing just fine on their own.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah. So Embiid, like realistically, what are you getting for brittle ass Joel Embiid? I don't know. Maybe a couple draft picks. Maybe some second rounders. Like maybe a first rounder. I don't know. But you can't say that his best days aren't behind him, because his best days are absolutely behind him, right? That in his injuries have cost him a lot, right? And they've cost the Sixers a lot. As crazy as it sounds, I think Zion, the promise of Zion, is still very tantalizing. Still very, very tantalizing for a team that needs somebody down low, right? It could be interesting. I think Zion will fetch you something. I think he could probably get you something. Now, are the Pelicans actually going to move him because he's finally showing that this is who he could be, right? Potential in 275 get you on the bus, as we know. But, maybe a team has seen enough to where they make an intriguing offer. It is very interesting. It is intriguing.
I mean, now, he had a really good season. I mean, he was averaging 21 points a game. He played in 62 games.
Mm-hmm. I think Zion might get you the most. If you put him on the block, I think Zion might get you the most. In terms of
he shot 60% from the field.
That's amazing. That's a good year for him. That's a very good year for him. Ja's a change of scenery candidate. I don't see Embiid or Giannis. I just don't see it anymore. Maybe a couple years ago, but I think that ship is passed. And I think that ship needs to pass for these guys. And for Giannis, I mean, his team is looking for a coach. So there might be a scenario where the coach and he finally mesh, right? Because it didn't seem to, it wasn't working with Terry Stotts. It wasn't working. It didn't really work out with Doc. Didn't work with Jason Kidd, really. Who is going to unlock Giannis? Like, who's going to take Giannis to the next level? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. But without Giannis, this team is awful. It's really bad.
But with him, they're not that much better.
No.
I mean, really, they both would do each other a service by separating and then allowing Milwaukee to get something for him would be the best thing for Milwaukee.
If he was healthy. But GMs know this. Like, you're not dealing with some moron. You're dealing with a guy who's been around the league and knows Giannis is damaged goods. I'm not giving you the sun, the moon, and the stars. We're going to work this out. And if you want the sun and the moon and the stars, okay, then you're paying a percentage of that contract. I'm not taking the whole nut. That's right. So you have to be shrewd about dealing with him. You have to be shrewd about dealing with Embiid. So I don't know. I just, for some crazy reason, I think Zion might be the one to move, and Zion might get you the best package.
All right. Well, moving on to
speaking of packages,
moving on to college basketball. This is for some of our listeners who asked us to talk about the portal. Men's college basketball has life in the off season thanks to the portal, aka free agency. Some guys have signed with new teams, while others are still taking trips to schools to see how much they can be compensated. St. John's, they signed somebody today. They happen to get an English point guard. That's pretty interesting. But outside of this English point guard, Quinn Ellis, they really haven't made any real big noise. They lost out on Ayo and Lefteris, who have hit the portal. So who would you like to see the Johnnies sign?
And Dylan Darling. He's gone too.
Screw him. He can't shoot.
All right. So
shot. No, they lost him, and he was a tough point guard, and he was very good defender, but he couldn't shoot. And I didn't like him in the starting lineup. I liked Ian Jackson in the starting lineup. I liked it better when Dylan Darling was coming off the bench. But I understand what Skip was doing. But I mean, we need to go to work because a lot of these other teams have already got guys coming in the door.
You lost out on a lot of guys.
Right.
You lost out on a guy like David Punch. You talked about defensive players. He was one of the better defensive players available. And now he's going from TCU to Texas. So you're in the world where you can get a guy from Texas to come to fucking Queens. Like that's the thing.
You can get a guy from North Carolina to come to Queens apparently too.
Exactly.
Which is crazy shit.
You can absolutely make this happen.
You can get a guy from North Carolina to go to Michigan and stay for a senior season too.
It's one of those things that though it's wide open, man. It's absolutely wide open.
I mean, I feel Rick Pitino does his best work when he has a really good guard, like a penetrating guard, a tall guard that can penetrate, kick, or even shoot the three. I mean, that's unfortunately all those guys have gone to the NBA. There's no guy, at least I don't know any guys in the portal that fit that description. However, there is one guy who is on Washington, or he was on Washington last year. He hit the portal, and his name is Desmond Claude. He's a 6'6" guard. I think I'd like to see them go after him. even though they've got this Ellis guy, which is fine. And the thing about Ellis is he's played professional overseas.
Right.
That's what we're getting now. Now you can get a professional basketball player to play in college. Wild shit. Wild shit. I like Abdul Bashir, who's a 6'7" small forward from Auburn. And I like Robert Miller, who's the power forward. He's 6'10" from LSU. You look at a team like Michigan, who won the championship this year, they won it with all transfers.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm happy that Ian Jackson is staying. I think it's important to keep some guys, but you've got to be able to bring new guys in, assimilate them, and win games. I like the idea that Ruben Prey is staying. That's very important. But let's be real; they lost some big time players. You lost Zuby.
Mm-hmm.
You lost Hopkins. These are big time players. And there's a high expectation in Queens now. They really hang themselves on every single loss. You don't get a break. They expect you to win. We're paying you. We're paying them. We're paying everybody. We want W's. We want results. And although I'm sure they were happy that St. John's got out of the first weekend, I think they were expecting another showdown with UConn. I think they were expecting, us to beat Duke. St. John's to beat Duke, and it just didn't happen. So I think Skip's got his work cut out for him, but I trust him. I think he's one of the best coaches in the game. He's the godfather. He's the GOAT. And I think he'll be able to get a new regime, a new team in there, get them coached up and ready for the fall.
Yeah. So, if you like big guards, you're looking at a guy like, as of right now, they're still available, a guy like Zoom Jallo, who's coming from Washington, 6'4". You're looking at McNeil, 6'5", shot 43% from three.
That's a guy.
Yeah, that's a guy that you might want. A guy like Caden Mingo, coming from Penn State, 6'3", freshman. So
they did get the guard from Hofstra. I'm not really thrilled about that. I don't think I'm not. You played for Hofstra. That doesn't really mean shit. I saw Simeon Wilcher left Texas and went to Seton Hall. You're a fucking loser. I don't understand what you left. You left St. John's to go to Texas, and then you leave Texas to go to Seton Hall. Like, what are you doing? Really, Boogie Flan is the one that kills me. The dude's from White Plains.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to play for John Calipari in Arkansas. Huh? Then last year he plays for Florida, right? Florida doesn't get out of the first weekend. Meanwhile, they won the championship last year. And you decide to stay there? Why would you stay there? They lost with you. You understand that the year before they won the championship without you, you got there and they lost with you. They didn't even get out of the first round. You would think you would come back up north to go to like UConn or St. John's. You're going to stay in Florida, dude? Your draft capital, your draft stock just went down. Down. Meanwhile, you could play in Madison Square Garden every night. You could play for Rick Pitino. What? Of course I'd want to play for St. John's. Of course I'd want to play in New York City. There's no better place to play basketball.
What's the salary? What's he getting from Florida?
Sure, but I don't know what Florida gave him, but they couldn't have given him that much money.
They had to have given him more than St. John's if he's willing to stay. Plus, it's the state of Florida. No income tax.
Even a conversation. Did you call St. John's and ask them if they were interested in you? I mean, just do you take the temperature on the situation, or we just we're going to Arkansas? Who the fuck goes to Arkansas to play basketball?
I mean, this is basically.
Would you go to Arkansas to play basketball?
No,
I wouldn't go to Arkansas to play basketball. Let me see. I can go to Arkansas and play basketball, or I could go to Madison Square Garden. Huh? What?
I mean, he was going for the coach. Like if John Calipari was in like Wyoming, he would have been on the first fucking flight to Wyoming.
Jackson Hole.
Like, yeah. Like if Calipari took over for Doug Gottlieb at Green Bay, this dude be fitting him a parka. He'd be fitting himself in a parka. Like clearly he just wanted to play for John Calipari, and he would have played for John Calipari wherever he went. But it's a real thing. We're in the era, NIL should just be called restricted free agency. Because at that point, what can you do as a restricted free agent? You can take your offer sheet, go back to your original club, and you can say, hey, this is what I have. Can you match this?
Bitches.
If you can't match this, then I'm fucking going. And nice knowing you. I'll see you. But they need to figure this shit out. They absolutely need to figure this shit out.
I just think it hurts allegiances. I don't see who's going to be back in all these colleges all these years later. I really don't get it. I think we had, for instance, during the Final Four, we had the Fab Five on, who they've had their ups and downs with Michigan since they left. But at the end of the day, they were the Fab Five. They came on the telecast as proud Michigan alum and talked about the game. Now, 10 years from now, are you going to get these guys that went from North Carolina to Michigan, then to the pros, or these guys that went from Arkansas to Florida, then to the pros? Are they going to come on and talk about their school? Are they going to pay a kid to go play for Florida since they went to Florida for just a year and then went to the NBA? I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out.
Well, the concept, it kills the concept of a booster. It really does. Right? The T. Boone Pickenses of the world. Like, that's, the allegiance is with the fans. It's not with the players anymore. And that's the thing. When you get into that position, right, it's the other departments, it's the other students, it's the other parts of the college that are going to fund that athletic experience. That's usually what happened with these booster programs. It's the other alumni, right? Miami was different because basically it was NFLU. You can look at, there's Ray Lewis, there's Michael Irvin, and they came to the games and they were investing in the team. A team like Texas, they were getting fucking oil money, dude. SMU was getting fucking oil money. Where's the influx of cash coming from in future generations? Tech? Like, what is the future fund for these programs? I don't know. But you bring up a very interesting question. You have a guy like Boogie Flan who's going to go to 3 schools in 3 years. Like, it was like the question about what cap are you going to wear in the Hall of Fame. It's like, okay, what school are you going to represent? It's very, it's unseemly.
Joe Burrow was another one, right? He started at Ohio State, but he finished at LSU.
Yeah.
That's where he played.
And Russ, a whole pack of Badgers.
Right. You had Cam, who started at Florida, then went to Auburn. So it's going to be, I'm really curious to see how it all plays out.
Right. But who do they identify with? But if you were to inject a little truth serum in them, I mean, you figure Joe Burrow is going to identify with LSU because he won there. And you figure Cam is going to identify with Auburn because he won there.
Yes.
So, think
what if you don't win?
It's a great question. And
there's a whole bunch of guys that didn't win.
There are lots of guys who don't win.
Right.
The JT Daniels is still trying to win. I think he's on year 9.
Carson Beck. Who does he identify with?
Dr. Beck. Yes. Yes. Dr. Beck.
All right, let's talk about the Mets. The Mets are they're on a bit of a skid, and a gaff at shortstop by Francisco Lindor did not help things. The star shortstop seems to be running to back up the second baseman on a ball hit to second base instead of covering the bag to help with the force out at second base and possibly turning too. Where are you going, man? So what is worse, the 6-game skid or the star player not knowing his role on a routine ball hit to second base?
You can't dispute that Francisco Lindor has been playing with his head wedged firmly.
Listen, my thing is I played second base Where are you going? Like, how you're running to the other side of the bag to back me up? Like, how bad am I? I got this, bro. Get on the base.
Right. It's fundamentals. And you can't say that, oh, it's because you don't have reps with Marcus Semien. That requires no reps.
What are you talking about?
That requires no reps.
Mike used to tell us when you're waiting for the pitch to be delivered, what you should be thinking about is what am I going to do if it's hit to me, and what am I going to do if it's hit to X, Y, and Z?
Yes.
So what the fuck were you thinking?
Clearly, he's not, and his offensive woes are going into the field with him, and the team is pressing. He is pressing. They've lost 6 in a row. They've been shut out in half of them. I was not confident that they weren't going to get no hit by some scrub last night on the Dodgers. And it wasn't
They're
even...
They're going to lose tonight. They're playing the Dodgers tonight. They're going to lose tonight. They beat no Dodgers.
You have McLean and Yamamoto. That's okay. Like, that's at least
okay. We know
that's a representative matchup.
We're going to lose that one. We got that. We
Peterson,
knew that before we even showed up.
Peterson has been fucking awful. Senga has been awful.
I'm surprised they're letting him play.
Oh, don't worry. There'll be that phantom IL stint, and he'll be out for 2 months. Like, it'll be some
come back in September.
It'll be some fingernail issue. He'll be out till September. He'll forget his mechanics, and like he'll have to build everything from the ground back up. And it's the same bullshit with Kodai Senga. So Manaea can't break a pane of glass with his fastball. So he's in a long reliever role. Okay, that's fine. Peralta's been getting beat around. That's not what you were hoping for when you made that trade. Tobias Myers didn't have a great inning in his last outing. They may be moving him into the rotation. So the Mets are in fucking shambles right now. But here's the thing. Here's the crazy part about what's going on. And what did we say? It's the Dodgers and then it's everybody else. The Dodgers are 13-4 on the year. Everybody else is at least 7 losses. Has like 6 or 7 losses. I think the next closest team is the Padres. And then the fucking Pirates. Tell me it's early. The
Mets are in last place, right?
Yes, they're in last place in their division. But the Nationals are 7-9. That's 4th place. It's not like they're buried. Nobody's buried. That's the crazy thing so far. The Giants, we've been talking about how shitty the Giants are. They're 6-11. The Rockies are 6-10. The Red Sox are 6-10. These are not insurmountable. They're not 1-15, right? The Cubs, right? We were hyping up the Cubs. They're 7-9. They're 7-9, last place. It's early. It's early. The Soto injury does not help Lindor because that lineup sucks. That lineup fucking sucks. I'm sorry. Semien, okay. Hot garbage. Roberts had his moments. Ben should probably be in AAA. Like Ben, I understand you want to break camp with the kid.
Is Benji?
Carson Benji. Now, the reason why he got the job is because Tauchman's knee exploded. Let's be real here. Tauchman was going to take that job if his leg didn't explode. And who would you rather have right now? Mike Tauchman, a professional hitter, or a guy who can barely hit his weight?
Tauchman.
I'm taking Tauchman, 100%. You got this Polanco experiment at first base. He's already hurt. He's DHing. Vientos has been hitting. Vientos has been hot and cold. He had a little bit of a resurgence. Now he's not so great. Beatty has been okay. Like he's had his moments. There hasn't been enough moments. Bichette. Francisco Alvarez I would argue, is probably been the best hitter on this team.
Was he 243 hitter?
Yeah, with 5 homers, I think. So,
that's damn good.
It's good. Like, this is the guy that they thought Francisco Alvarez was going to be. But the rest of the lineup isn't pulling his weight.
How about the damn Marlins? They're pesky. They
the
fight
Marlins,
you.
Yeah. No, it's mediocre. Like, this is the parody that guys like Brent Rooker were talking about when they were saying how It's all even. Like, we have the best league because of all the parity. Yeah, they're all mediocre. It's all mediocre. Now, as far as Lindor goes, it's a bad look. Defensively, you can't be making these fucking plays. You can't. If you're going to fuck up that spectacularly, you better be fucking hitting.
Not only that, but own it.
Yes.
Don't make up some fucking excuse.
I mean, it's not Jazz Chisholm level bad in terms of excuse. Like, it's cold. I don't like playing in the cold. Like, it's like, thanks, buddy.
Bitch, please.
Jesus. Like, you play in the Bronx in March and early April. It's going to be cold.
You know what the weather here is in October, asshole?
It's cold. I don't worry. We never make it that far anyway. Nah, fuck. But it's a bad look. Now, you can tell that he's pressing. You can absolutely tell that Francisco Lindor is trying to do too much right now. Will he shake out of it? Yes. Will it help when Juan Soto's back? Yes. But this lineup, he's going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting. He's going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting. You lost Nimmo. You lost Pete. The lineup was longer. The lineup was absolutely longer. Will Polanco figure it out? Maybe. Possibly. Will Bichette get going? You hope so. Because it's a 1-year rental. He's got an opt-out after this year. Roberts look good. So, but the 6-game skid could actually get Carlos Mendoza fired. It's really that there are rumblings in the Twitterverse. So, as anemic as this team has been, what move are you making? You're not getting rid of any of the guys that you just acquired. You're not trading your captain. Like, this would be he would be the sacrificial lamb because they look so terrible. This will be 7 in a row if they lose tonight to Yamamoto and the Dodgers. And God forbid if they don't score a fucking run. You got swept by the A's. You got swept by the A's. Jeff McNeil hit 6 for 11 in that series. Like, that was a stick it up your ass moment. That was a little Rick Vaughn right there. But it's all terrible right now. Now you figure they have an equatorially hot streak in them somewhere deep in their core, because that's what this team does. You get the hope, everything they can't lose. This is amazing, and then shit hit the fan again.
They can't lose. This is amazing. We're amazing. We're the amazing Mets.
It's the Amazings. We're back to being.
It's amazing. We're amazing. You're
amazing. God damn it. It goes from we're amazing.
Cover the bag.
Where
are you going? Is he running behind me?
How many outs are there? Oh shit, I don't remember.
Oh my god.
2? No.
Think about when like that second baseman was like, where the fuck is he going?
He's oh shit. Oh shit.
He should have just threw it at first. I don't know why he tried to beat the guy to second base. That wasn't gonna happen, dude. You caused such an emergency on his part. He didn't know what was happening.
It's just you can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up. Like, the only thing that would have been more Mets is if they like ran into each other. It's like, I got it.
Wait, did you see the other play of Francisco Alvarez?
Oh,
he was calling time. And
then with Kimbrel. Yeah, I saw that.
And the guy wasn't stopping. Get out of the way! You crazy?
It's Kimbrel, man. Like, I'm not stopping Craig Kimbrel.
Get out of the way.
Like, time out. God damn it.
Catch this thing?
Oh my god. That's crazy that Craig Kimbrel's on the Mets. It's so fucking that is a sight, man. That's a fucking sight and a half. But that already goes to show you they've already had to designate 2 guys for assignment. That bullpen is a fucking, Weaver got tagged for 3 runs the other day. I think Williams has been okay. Like Williams is the only one who hasn't really been touched up. So we have truly
back in here.
We've entered the end times. Devin Williams has been good. We are truly in the end times, my friend.
Is Holmes hurt?
I think he's going on the IL. I think he has a hamstring injury.
Nice.
So that's what's paving the way for 87 mile an hour Sean Manaea. Oh God, it's getting late early. Like you can't withstand all of this stuff. You don't have enough players at AAA to withstand this. Especially the real kill shot was Soto. Like the one time he tried to run hard, he pulled his fucking
Malik.
God damn it. It's like, but you knew it. Like the moment he started, like it's either calf or hamstring. Shit. It was the same thing, man. I remember that one time Robbie Cano tried to stretch a single into a double. He pulled his hamstring and he was done. It's like the one time you try to run hard. God damn it. What the hell? You son of a bitch. All right, boys and girls, you know what time it is. It's time for the alleged superstar of the week. You know how it goes. We put up a poll on our X account at FadeRouteDNZ and our Instagram poll at FadeRoutePodcast, and you vote. And you vote, and you vote, and you vote. And the winner of said vote gets a shout out on this here show and takes home the coveted ass trophy. And do you know who took home the coveted ass trophy last week, D?
I don't.
Manny Machado. Bush League, some bitch. Freaking Bush League. But that was last week. This is this week. Who are your nominees for Alleged Superstar of the Week, D?
Oh, man, I've got so many. All right, so I'm going to lead off with New York Yankees second baseman Jazz Chisholm, blaming his terrible start to the season on the cold weather in the Bronx.
I'm cold.
I can't feel my bat. I can't feel my toes. FYI, it's the same weather you're going to have in April is going to be what you have in May, asshole. And it's going to be what you're going to have in October. So I don't know what you're going to do. Jazz Chisholm, you are my alleged superstar of the week. Number 2, I've got the manager of the New York Yankees, Aaron Boone. Last night, Boone decided to rest Ben Rice, who leads all major league hitters with a 1.256 OPS, and he has the highest batting average on the team. And you decided to sit the 27-year-old against the Angels. Now, the Yankees did pull out the game, but geez, man, let this guy cook. Why are you taking him out? He's hot. Aaron Boone, you are my alleged superstar of the week. And last but not least, I have Red Sox pitcher Garrett Crochet.
Oh, that's a good one.
I couldn't believe it. I texted you at around 9:30. The game was over. It was only the second inning. He gave up 10 earned runs in an inning and 2/3. 10 earned runs. His ERA is 7.58. Garrett Crochet, you are my alleged superstar of the week. What do you got, Z?
Thought you were starting tonight. I did. Oh, sorry. I didn't turn the game on until the second inning. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. I think we got to start with Sergio Garcia. We're talking about the Masters, but we got to talk about crybaby Sergio slamming his club, breaking his driver, destroying the tee box, just being the all-time petulant douchebag that people thought he could be. This is almost as bad as when he spit in the cup. Like, remember when he spit in the cup? That's some prime douchebag Sergio Garcia. He did apologize. So I'll give him credit, but that doesn't really undo what we saw. Sergio Garcia, you are my alleged superstar of the week. Number 2, the New York Mets. 6-game losing streak, 3 shutouts out of those 6 games, and they got the Dodgers. They have the Dodgers. What more can you say? Polanco's hurt. Jared Young is now dealing with some issues. Soto's hurt. Lindor can't remember how to play shortstop. It's getting late early. It's getting late early unless they turn this shit around. New York Mets, you are my alleged superstar of the week. And number 3, Inter Miami, firing Javier Mascherano. Yeah, he stepped away. He quit for personal reasons. Just like Tata Martino did that when they hired Mascherano. Let's be real here. He didn't want to fucking coach Messi anymore. It's like, fuck this, I'm out. I can't deal with this bullshit. Can't deal with this diva bullshit. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. I'm out. And that you're cool was to David Beckham, mind you. So Inter Miami is now going to be on its 3rd manager of the Messi era. Okay. Sure. Fine. Why not? Inter Miami, you are my alleged superstar of the week. And a bonus, Doc Rivers, out on your ass as coach of the Bucks. We didn't like it when you got hired. We were confused by it. And we were proven right. So, bully for us. Bully. Doc Rivers, you are my alleged superstar of the week. I think we said our piece. Go to our X account at FadeRouteDNZ. Go to our Instagram poll at FadeRoute Podcast and vote. And vote. And for our nominees. We continue our numbers game as we order up the greatest athletes who have ever worn the number 14. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, NASCAR, you name it. If it's a sport where you have a number and it's the number 14, we're looking at you. Who are the greatest 14s of all time? From 5 to 1, what do you got, D?
All right, so first up, I've got Boston legend Bob Cousy. 75th anniversary team.
Take a drink.
6-time NBA champion, 13-time All-Star, 12-time All-NBA, 1956-1957 MVP. Number 4, I've got Thierry Henry. French soccer player, World Cup champion 1998, all-time leading scorer for Arsenal, 228 goals. That's insane. The star of Arsenal's undefeated team in 2003 to 2004, still unbelievable. 2-time Golden Boot winner in the Premier League, won the UEFA with Barcelona, and somehow managed relationships with 2 different supermodels. Very impressive, my friend. Number 3, I've got Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub, 512 home runs, 14-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, Hall of Famer. Number 2, I've got Oscar Robertson, NBA 75th anniversary team. Take a drink. 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 3-time All-Star MVP. I thought that was impressive. He has an MVP award and an NBA championship. And number 1, I'm sure he's your number 1 too. It's the hit king. It's Pete Rose, all-time leader in hits with 4,256, 3-time World Series champion with the Reds, and 1 MVP. What do you got, Z?
Don't bet on it. See what I did there? You see what I did there? For number 5, I got to go Brendan Shanahan.
Whoa, that's a good
87 to 2009 longevity, 8-time All-Star, 3-time champion, Hockey Hall of Famer. He was a sandpaper guy. He was a goal scorer. He could play defense. He was a leader. Truly a great in the NHL. Hartford, Detroit, St. Louis, the Rangers. Everywhere he went, he made the team better. So Shanny, number 5. Number 4, Jim Rice. 8-time All-Star, 1-time AL MVP, 2-time Silver Slugger, Baseball Hall of Famer. What more can you say about Jim Rice? Didn't win a ring, but none of those Red Sox players won a ring. So it's important to note that he did not win that ring. Sorry, guys. But a feared hitter in his time. Number 3, Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. 14-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, Baseball Hall of Famer. 1953 to 1971. Again, longevity. Face of a franchise, right? To this day, Cubs fans, let's play 2. What more can you say? He was the face of that franchise for that time period. You could argue Fergie Jenkins, but Ernie Banks, absolutely. Number 2, only because he disgraced himself gambling. That'd be Mr. Pete Rose. 17-time All-Star, 3-time World Series champion, MVP, World Series MVP, and attacked Kane at 3 separate WrestleManias. WWE Hall of Famer. Put that on your list too. You probably need to take that into account as well. So Pete Rose, if only he could have kept it together and not bet on baseball. And number 1, the Big O, Oscar Robertson, 12-time All-Star, 1-time MVP, 1-time NBA champion, Basketball Hall of Famer, 75th anniversary. Drink. 14-year career in the NBA. The standard bearer. The standard bearer of his time. Those are our 14s. What are yours? Hit us up, faderoutemail@gmail.com. Slide in our DMs on IG at Fade Route Podcast. Drop us a line on X at Fade Route DNZ and let us know who your favorite 14s were. It's time for us to run the go route. We'll talk to you next week when we order up the greatest to ever wear, number 50.
Tebow.
All right.
Mahomes.